He was a simple man. He struggled with school. He failed Latin. He was almost rejected for priesthood, and yet he would one day hear the confessions of over 20,000 people a year, battle with the devil himself, and become the patron saint of all parish priests. This is not fiction. This is the real, powerful story of St. John Vianney. Jean-Baptiste Marie Vianney was born on May 8 in the year 1786 in the tiny village of Dudley in France. It was a time when the French Revolution had begun and the Catholic Church was under brutal persecution. His family were devout Catholics. They prayed in secret, attended underground masses, and risked arrest for practicing their faith. That dangerous devotion was the soil in which John's vocation was planted. But the road to priesthood wasn't easy. John struggled immensely with school, especially Latin, which was essential for seminary. Teachers told him he would never make it. He wasn't smart enough. But what he lacked in academic brilliance, he made up for it in holiness, great and unstoppable desire to serve God. After years of setbacks and thanks to the support of a few wise mentors, John Vianney was finally ordained a priest in the year 1815. His first assignment, a tiny forgotten village called Ars. It was a town full of spiritual emptiness. Many villagers had stopped going to church. Sunday had become just another workday. Morality was lax, and faith was nearly dead. But Father Vianney didn't give up. He prayed. He fasted. He had confessions for hours. He visited homes. He preached with passion and simplicity, and slowly the town began to change. Word began to spread. People say the priest in us could read souls, that he knew your sins before you even said them, that he performed miracles. Soon, tens of thousands of pilgrims flocked to the village every year. He would spend up to 18 hours a day in the confessional, guiding souls to mercy. People came from across Europe to see him. Even bishops and nobles stood in line just to hear his advice. His life was one of the constant prayer, penance, and love. He lived on a little food and barely slept. He once said, "The priesthood is the love of the heart of Jesus," and he poured out that love every day of his life. St. John Vianney didn't just fight souls. He fought real spiritual battles. He was tormented by the devil for years. At night, strange noises filled his room. His bed would shake, objects would fly. Sometimes he was physically attacked. But he never gave in to fear. He once joked, "The devil is stupid. He always attacks the bed, but I sleep on the floor." He believed the attacks came because God was using him to snatch souls from the enemy. Despite his fame, Vianney remained humble. He often tried to leave us, believing he wasn't worthy to be a priest. But the people begged him to stay, and he obeyed. He was offered positions of honor in the church, but he refused them. He didn't want titles. He wanted to serve, to confess, to pray, and to love. On August 4th in the year 1859, Father John Vianney died quietly. He was 73. Over 300 priests and 6,000 people attended his funeral. In 1925, he was canonized a saint, and in the year 1929, Pope Pius XI declared him the patron saint of parish priests, a title he had earned through decades of sacrifice. Today, His body remains incorrupt and is venerated in us. His confessional is preserved, and his story continues to inspire. In an age of noise, St. John Vianney teaches us the power of silence. In a world chasing fame, he reminds us that holiness is found in humility. In a time of confusion, he shows the clarity of a life anchored in God. He wasn't brilliant by the world's standards, but in God's eyes, he was a giant. So the next time you feel small, unqualified, or unsure of your purpose, remember St. John Vianney, the priest who fought the devil, healed the broken, and changed the world, one confession at a time.